You don't have the same purpose as your parents. Today I'm going to talk about your parents and why they have a different path than your path, and why you shouldn't even consider to take the same path as your parents do. This is a bit controversial, but that's exactly why I make these videos. Stay tuned, here we go. Now, everyone loves their parents. I'm not going to say anything bad about anyone's parents. We all love our parents. But here's the big thing, is that I see a lot of people, they just follow the exact same path as their parents. If your parents were a farmer, you become the next farmer. If your parents were a doctor, you become the next doctor. If your parents run a bakery, you're gonna take over the bakery. And that's even, you have families with their last name is based on what they did. Like Smith is like a, I don't know the English word for it, but it's like someone with metal, right? So in Dutch you have Bakker, Smith. These are all things like it's like someone that works in a bakery, someone that's doing things with metal. I'm Dutch, so I don't know the English word for it. But all these last names based on what was the family. So the family had a business and the kids would take it over, or they were in some type of field and the kids would take it over. And you can even see this, of course, with kings and queens, right? If you're born in a wealthy family, in a family with where you're a prince or you're a princess, or your father is a king or queen, you become the next king or you're the next queen, right? And of course there might be advantages to this, because you know your parents pass it down on you, they have all the knowledge about it, you're very likely to already be really good at that because they have instilled that into you. But that doesn't mean that's what your path is, because even if that's your path, you shouldn't make the decision based on what your parents are doing. You should make it based on your own alignment, meaning, does this align to me? Does this really feel like my purpose? Does this really feel like my mission in life? And sometimes it's hard to sway off a path that has been laid out for you. You have all the tools, you have all the things, you have all the knowledge, you have people that can help you, your parents that can help you. But you have to make your own decision. You have to say, what does align to me? Because because your father or mother is working in a bakery doesn't mean you need to take over that bakery. Or if they're a doctor, doesn't mean you need to become the next doctor. What it means is that you need to get real with yourself, get honest with yourself, and see what does align for me. Does this align to me, or does that align to me? And if both are no, then you're just gonna keep searching till you find something that does align to you, that does feel meaningful, that does feel purposeful, not because what other people think about it. No other people's judgment should determine your decisions in life. The only thing that should determine your decisions in life is if it's aligned to you and if it's about giving value to others. If it's not about giving value to others, don't even consider it. If you're thinking of doing something that is not providing any value to anyone, then it's not really a business, is it? It's not really something you can pursue. It's more like a hobby. Like let's say it's kind of hard to give an example, because you can be professional in anything, right? You can be a professional golf player. So I wanted to say golf, but even with golf you can become a professional golf player, right? But if your ambition is more like, I'm just gonna play golf like 20 minutes a day, that's not really a path. You see, just doing something 20 minutes a day is not a path. That's just a hobby, right? But if you're serious, you're like, I want to be the best golf player. I'm gonna play 5 hours, 8 hours a day, playing golf again and again and again, practicing everything, even when you're not on the field, you're practicing. That's a whole different level, right? Then you're committed. Then you're actually interested in pursuing that. And just because we have a hobby doesn't mean that necessarily is what we want to do all the time. It's very important to determine to yourself, what is my own voice and what is the voice of other people? Because friends, family, all the other people, they're gonna have some judgment. They're gonna have some preference of what you do and what you don't do, right? I believe every parent doesn't want their daughter or son to become a stripper, right? No parents want that. But let's say that's fully aligned to you, then you should pursue that, even though you're judged by it. Now, that's not something I recommend or push on. It's not something that I say that now all my subscribers become strippers. That's just a joke, yeah. But if that's truly aligned to you, then the judgment of other people shouldn't matter. You see? That's how far this should go. This should go so far that it's uncomfortable to even talk about it. If you're like, I need to explain my purpose to other people, but I'm uncomfortable saying it because I know there might be judgment for it, then you're just doing it for your own alignment. And that means it really deeply down resonates for you. Because you didn't consider other people's opinions by what kind of life you want to live. You considered what feels in alignment and how it can give value to others. That's the only thing you considered. You never considered what other people would think of it. So if you're a little bit nervous about living your purpose and you feel people might judge you for it, that is gonna happen, okay? So instead of making you tell a fantasy story of like, no one is gonna judge you, you're gonna be judged. But even if you're not living your purpose, you're still gonna be judged. So you're anyways gonna be judged. So why not therefore do something that feels aligned to you? If you're anyways gonna be judged, why not do something that feels aligned? Why not do something that feels meaningful to you and that's personal to you? There is not one meaning in life that we all have, and that's what we all should do. It's personal. We all have different meanings. We all have different purposes to be here. For some people, that's to express loudly. For some people, that's to express quietly by writing a book or doing something more timid. And for everyone else, it's different. And therefore, I cannot say what it is for you. I can only say that it's not going to come from listening to your parents' opinions, to listening to other people's opinions, to just following a path that seems very easy and seems like you will get approval and validation from others for it. That's not the path you should take. You should take your path. It's uniquely yours, that you feel is aligned to you. That is the path you should take. And that is exactly the message of this video. The message of this video is, don't listen to anyone else's opinions. Don't make any decision based on anything to do with other people. Even if that's family. Keep your family's voice out of your mind. Keep your parents' voice out of your mind. Keep your friends' voice out of your mind and get real with yourself. Go within yourself. Look at your own voice and what does it say to you? What does it feel that is right for you? What feels right? Because otherwise you're gonna live a life just because you wanted to have the validation of some other person. And it doesn't feel aligned and it doesn't feel good. Even though it might be easier because the path is already laid out, you already probably are quite good at it because, you know, genes and passing on knowledge from parents. It doesn't mean that's the path you should take. Take your own path. Take your own courageous path. Courage is required, but courage always pays off. Courage always pays off. Never forget that. Because the people that don't live their dreams are afraid of judgment. They're in shame, being shamed by others about what they like to do. If you like to play with Lego, you should play with Lego. I'm not gonna judge you for it, or maybe I am, but then it still shouldn't matter. If your purpose is building the biggest Lego, I don't even know, airport, biggest Lego airport, that's your purpose. It's a bit stupid purpose, but it's fine. If that's your purpose, you should live that and not care about what other people think of it. And people are gonna think things of it. And therefore you need to stay strong in your own thinking, in your own thoughts, in your own alignment. Because people are gonna sway you off your path. They're gonna test you here all the time. So if you're not strong in your determination, then they're gonna sway you back into some path that's already laid out for you. That's the message of this video. And don't forget to like, don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.